You serious?
My name is Marcus Bronzy.
And my name is Funk Butcher.
There's plenty of ways to kill some time out there, right? Why the fuck are you throwing stuff on the floor, Billy? What is wrong with this bro? He's just throwing stuff on the floor.
It's the aggression. It's the Tinder rage.
What is up, Billy? Seriously, man.
Tinder
You're
rage.
taking this alpha too far. Too far. And you know what? The last show, we spoke about how we ate some biscuits and gave me and Funk a quarter of a biscuit each to eat.
Yeah.
Have you noticed now that there's a Kit Kat that he's devoured?
I know.
He didn't get offer me a finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's something you should be doing, Billy, when you're trying to get those Tinder levels up, yeah? Anyway, I'm Marcus Bronzy.
And I'm Funk Butcher.
There's plenty of ways to kill some time out there. And if you want chocolate, don't kill any time with Billy. Mm-hmm. So kill a bit this week, Funk. I've been messing with something. This is something that I'm a regular user of.
Yeah.
So we've got Wikipedia. Mm-hmm. Which gives you unreliable information that you can't... some of it is reliable, but it can be easily edited.
Yeah. Editable.
So it's quite an interesting open resource. This is something called Parkopedia. Okay. I dare you to guess what this helps you do.
Oh, gosh. Find out about dogging sites, parks.
That's a good one, actually. like parks or theme parks.
Yeah.
And it's a bit more boring than that. It's for parking your car. Now...
Oh, I like this.
Yeah. So in London, which is where me and Funk and I are based, can be a very frustrating time trying to get parking because we've got many boroughs.
What? It's the bane of my life.
With many different
parking restrictions.
I feel like parking tickets are a black thing, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like all my black friends have way more parking tickets than my white friends. Why is that? And parking attendants are mostly my uncles in London. They're mostly Nigerian guys out there. Yeah. So I want to know: is it black on black crime?
The way I circumvent it is that I just don't come out during the day. Marcus, I couldn't tell you the last time I saw daylight. That's what the parking restrictions have done to me.
I don't know if anyone can solve that mystery for me.
Yeah.
Let me know, man. Anyway. So this born out of frustration for parking, this Parkopedia set out to map every parking space in the world. At the moment, they have grown to cover 38 million parking spaces in 52 countries, and it's partly from contributors, from drivers like myself, you and Billy. We can put information into this article about where there is spaces, how they work, what the charges are, how long you can park there for, and I use this app all the time. I mean, there's an app for iPhone. I presume there's an Android app. And you can use it by going to parkopedia.com or just Google Parkopedia. You put in the location of where you're going and you can pick on-street parking, private parking, residential parking. You can put in all these settings and it gets you right there. You doing it now? You're getting it now? Funk straight in his phone. And also, once you find the parking space, which might not be right next to where you want to go, you click a button on it and it gives you directions where you can open it in Apple Maps or Google Maps. So you get directions direct to the parking space, which I just think it's sick. It just makes it easy, helps you find out how much you're going to spend on parking. It's a good reference because you don't want to get caught short. You don't want to drive 3 hours across the capital, go to a parking machine and it only takes cash and you've got card, or it doesn't take card and doesn't take card or cash or I don't know, whatever. You need an app. This is really, really good. And apparently it's compatible for use with Jaguar and Land Rovers fitted with in-control apps as well. So you can download the app to your Range or your Jag. But if you don't have coverage in your area, you can send them an email and they'll add the coverage to your area hopefully as well. I think it's a nice simple way to kill some time out there, man.
Interesting.
I really like it. What are your thoughts on it?
My thoughts on it is that it's been a couple of years now that it's in direct what's the word? It's in direct competition with a similar app that came out a good couple of years ago now. I'm saying probably about 3 years. It's an app called Appy Parking. Now, what Appy Parking does, it's a similar app to Parkopedia, but it concentrated more on if any listeners are aware of the roads in London, we have single and double and single red, yellow lines and double red, it's a tongue twister.
Red lorry, yellow lorry, double red, yellow line.
Then we've got yellow lines, and this app, Appy Parking, basically tells you the parking restrictions and the times so that you can park, not in parking bays, but on the designated red lines and yellow lines. As I'm aware, does Parkopedia concentrates more on the parking spaces, the actual bays, which you have to pay for. See, what Appy Parking does is that it highlights the areas which might be marked out in red or green, and it would say, okay, for instance, the congestion zone, there's this area in London that you can't park in between this time, and then after 6:30, hey, all the roads are free. And you can set a calendar date as to if you were driving into the capital in 2 weeks from now, on a Monday, what would the parking restrictions be like? And it works for bank holidays. And this was the first app I saw that kind of dealt with the parking situation. We had our Google Maps, we had our Apple Maps. This was something very, very different and unique. So it's nice to see a competitor enter the market and obviously kind of force Appy Parking to up their game.
Yeah, and I like being able to know I can park somewhere, how much it's going to cost, and find parking spaces. Yeah, it's just easy, man. It's like, it's one of those ones that I'm like, why haven't I used it before? It sounds like such a sales ad. We're so not doing this for any other reason other than the fact we like it. So check it out. It's Parkopedia. Again, everything we talk about on the show can be found at howtokillanhour.com/blog. howtokillanhour.com/blog. Now, Funk, it's been a little while since we've spoken about one of our hybrids that contains something a little bit sexy and something a little bit functional.
Okay.
And many a time we have mentioned the drone that is the dildo drone. We've mentioned
that's been mentioned quite a lot.
Wasn't there the Segway? All right, yeah, we need another one. Wasn't there a dildo Segway? There was a Segway that was the vibrating Segway that you sat on and rode to work.
Yes, there was
that. There was Mohammed Umbad with the bionic penis.
Yes,
that wasn't really a gimmick. That was actually a real thing.
Yeah.
Now, there's a kind of realistic looking sex doll that pleasures you in two ways. One of them, I say, is a necessary sustenance. So the doll's boobs in this doll. As well as being nice to touch,
oh my word,
are also drinks dispensers.
I knew you was going to say that.
So it costs about 5k according to Gizmodo, and according to the video, you have to massage the right breast thoroughly before getting drinks from the left. So you kind of got to work for your boob. So I'm going to show Funk a little video of it. You know when you hear music like this, it's only going to be a funky video like this. We'll put the video for this up at howtokillanhour.com/blog.
Okay.
I mean, I find it functional.
It's just very realistic in the face. And yes, from the mammary glands, there is some juice coming out.
Is it milk that he's having?
That's not milk. That's like apple juice.
It's pouring everywhere. Yeah. Okay. Right. That music just sounds freaky. So yeah, there you go. I mean, shout out to the crew over there.
Yeah.
Is this Japan or China?
Yeah,
I can't tell. It's China. Shout out to the crew in China for just revolutionizing the way that you get your drink. I mean, people have bottles in the club, with sparklers on them. Now, this is, if somebody has this on their table, your whole table game is done. You've got bottles of champagnes and sparklers in the club. Yeah. Somebody else has got a doll which has your drink spraying out of his nipple. Yeah, you're gonna win.
I'm actually this is quite serious. I mean, we've just had the Women's March yesterday in the capital, and I feel like feminism is under threat here. I feel like we're actually entering into a territory where women could be made extinct. They wouldn't have any need for... It's just crazy. Now there's a woman or a female form that can produce Coca-Cola from her boobies.
Brandy and Coke, maybe some if you like an alcoholic beverage.
But wait, she can actually produce brandy from one titty and Coke from the other.
Shit.
That's a game changer.
So you're trying to say men might be wanting to take this doll out on a date, full well knowing that the doll cannot talk to them?
Well, when you couple that with the fact that if they input the correct kind of AI, oh my goodness, what are we talking of here?
No, dear. Go out and stay out late and drink all you want. In fact, would you like one now?
Marcus, this is crazy. You don't need to go to the pub anymore. Everything is all in one place, in situ. The pub is in your woman.
For God's sakes. Damn the people for making this, and damn us men for being such simple beings.
Yeah.
Because that's all we need.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. If she fires a cheeseburger out of her ass, I'm staying in.
And that's the women out there. I mean, seriously, I think you need to kind of come together and have a crisis meeting.
Stop this.
Yeah.
Stop this. And not because it's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's because we're just simple guys out there.
Yeah.
If you're offering me a doll which makes me brandy and coke, fires a cheeseburger out of their bottom,
and I think
gives me all of my manly needs.
I think one of the chief components of feminism is that the women themselves, they need to come up with a solution. We can't help you, ladies. We will just be there drinking the cool beverages from the supple.
This is the beginning of the end, isn't it? Fuck. This is it. It's over.
It's over.
Oh man, we need to talk about something. I don't know. I feel sad now, bro. I feel sad. Well, it's good that Google comes along and tries to kick the fuck out of what my killer bit for the week, because they're gonna start telling us, as well as telling us how much traffic and congested our drive is. Apparently, Google Maps is gonna start letting us know about parking. Woo! Freaking hell. It's like they heard us and turned it around. Now, Google bought this app called Waze. And I mean, their Waze was very good at letting you know when traffic changed on your route. And Google Maps does that very well now. Now, Google's going to be letting us know whether parking is easy, medium, or limited. How is it going to work? Is it limited to public places? Can it tell you if the road you live on is good for parking? No one knows just yet, but we'll have to wait for the official release. So yeah, I just thought I'd give you the update on that, really, because that just came in hot off the press. What's the worst parking you've ever seen, Funk? Because I've seen people that take up 2 bays at the store, like at the supermarket, and I'm just like, oh, that's silly parking. Some people, they get really upset with that, don't they?
I think it's people that have smart cars and still struggle.
If you can't park a smart car or find a space for a smart car, there was never a space anyway.
No,
there's no space.
I think from that point onwards, you need to take public transport.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, or bicycle.
Yeah,
that's it.
You shouldn't be afforded the right to control a vehicle.
100%. You should just get kicked off the face of the earth. Anyway, so Barnsley is helping us get a step closer to being clean, Funk. We're getting closer and closer to actually living in a sustainable, self-sustainable environment when it comes to electricity.
Okay, Barnsley of all places.
Yeah, why not? Try out. But why Barnsley needs some love.
Okay.
Barnsley is not a big part of the UK. Barnsley is I'd say, you know, I don't know how big it is in terms of, like, you know, the size of place in the UK or how popular it is, but, you know, they're all right. It's a place in the UK. It's,
but in comparison to...
It's in the Midlands, isn't it?
In comparison to the...
Or it's above Manchester, sorry.
The capital is quite remote. So I would assume it would be very easy to keep a place of that size clean.
What, because no one lives there? Well, Barnsley has got 231,000 people in there, apparently.
Okay.
From the census results,
it's
the same 2011.
The same as some boroughs down here.
But yeah, that's true. You know what? All joking aside, that's true. But Barnsley are going to... 40 homes in Barnsley are taking part in a trial which will see their homes fitted with batteries to run on energy solely generated by local rooftop solar panels. So solar panels on all the rooftops will be charging up batteries. So a battery company called Moxia, a local solar specialist, Moxia, our local solar specialist, and Energize Barnsley are behind this trial, and they hope to create a virtual power plant, essentially by linking all of the homes together to generate electricity, so they can share it as they use it, so they can share the demand, and they're going to call it bottlenecking. In the power grid to stop the solar panel systems from feeding energy back into the network when they generate more energy than the homes need. Because at the moment, if you have solar panels and you use loads more energy, it bounces onto the grid. And I think people aren't getting very good deals with regards to basically supplying energy to someone else. I think the energy company's taking it for not very much and selling it for a massive profit. Whereas I think if you had an old, not that you're gonna, sorry listener if you put banging away, but you might care about this when you got to pay big ass electricity bills, yeah. But if you had an old meter, I remember my auntie saying she got solar panels, saying that her clock was going meter went backwards when they were running surplus. Okay. But the energy company very helpfully offered to install a new meter, obviously to go against that. But I mean, I think this is a great move. I don't know why we're not doing more stuff like this, like solar. I don't understand why when we look at bird's eye views of London, we don't just see solar panels every fucking where. Maybe it's too expensive. Maybe the energy companies don't want us to do it. But
maybe we've got too much clouds and we won't get enough sun.
You still can get solar panel. You still get a solar panel even if it's a cloudy solar energy. Still, if it's a cloudy day. I mean, do you think we want to be seeing more stuff like this, Funk?
Of course we do. But who knows? Now with Brexit, I think there'll be
less sun. The sun's going to leave us. Yes. Spanish sun is now leaving the UK.
We're going to be thrown into darkness.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just like the last days of Lord of the Rings, where everything comes dark. Mordor,
the dark day. Mordor, the dark days. I mean, I like it. I'm a big fan of renewable electricity. One day when I have the time, Funk, I promise, I'm gonna try and set up my whole situation so that I don't have to have any energy off the grid. I would love to do that.
But how realistic do you ever think that would that situation is likely to occur? I mean, that is the energy companies throwing away free money.
But if one person can set, I'm presume you can just come off the grid. If one person can set themselves up so that they fully sustain themselves, realistically, because I don't want to be that person that's, I don't have to pay an electricity bill, but you come over to my house and it's like, a cup of tea or light. I don't want to have that sort of option. I want to be able to have lights on, a little bit of leeway to, waste a bit of light, have sex with the lights on, you know what I'm saying, bro? And if one person can do it, everyone can do it. Because I think I walk every day, I exercise, so surely that can be turned into energy. Like, why aren't all the gym machines wired up to stuff? So like, you're just
I just think we're at a stage now where things like energy or natural sources of energy,
natural resources,
in the here and now, obviously are cheaper than the non-renewable styles of energy. But until it gets to a level whereby there are more electric cars, there are more solar panelled houses, then you will kind of see a difference in the pricing scheme. I think it's the same with bottled water. Bottled water isn't that considerably cheaper for something that just comes from the sea and the sky and all around us. So that pricing is due to the fact that the markets have kind of dictated that. So the energy companies amongst themselves are going to fight, but at the end of the day, they're companies and their sole objective is to make a profit. So in the long run, people might turn around and say, we are reducing our carbon footprint and we're doing our service for the environment. The initial pull, which would have been a cost-cutting exercise, will kind of get eroded over a period of time. Obviously, we're a long way from there, but that's what I see.
Okay, eventually we'll get there. Yeah, because I just want it to be a case of we can all use electricity, we can all fucking enjoy it, and not mash up the planet. Because we've had our first ever fog warning in London for a long time, saying that we can't. We've been recommended recently in January 2017 by our new mayor to not go outside and breathe. Because there's that much smog, so we need to sort that shit out. Nice to hear that we're that we're invited. I'm dying. That's good to hear that we're conscious. Sometimes me and Funk a bit moany sometimes. Are we? Do we sound like old geezers? Is this becoming how to kill a man's ears with old geezers?
How to moan an hour?
Let's ask a young person. Billy, are we moany now? Do we just do we come across a bit moany? Don't you fucking lie to us with your alpha self.
Your concerns are viable.
Say that loud.
Your concerns are good enough. They're not bad concerns.
That means a lot to me.
Cool. As a young man that wants to take over the world with his alpha self, one vagina at a time, do you want to have unlimited electricity?
Yeah, of course.
From a sustainable energy source? Good man.
We can't even get unlimited Wi-Fi.
Well, I think
we're jumping the gun a little bit.
Vinny's the kind of guy that wouldn't share the Wi-Fi anyway, so I'm not too sure about him. But anyway, I've been Marcus Bronzy.
And I've been Funk Butcher.
There are plenty of ways to kill some time out there. Thank you for killing some time with us. Please don't forget everything we talk about on the show. You can find out more about by going to
howtokillanhour.com/blog.
That is correct. That's howtokillanhour.com/blog. There's also a link in the show description you can click to let us know how you feel about us. We will even shout you out on the show because why not? Let us know. We banging or are we clanging? Let us know. In the meantime, stay blessed and we'll be back in your ears very soon.
Peace.